just inches away from the ropes moments ago, dragged it. Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Hey, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Wait, I think Styles is saying that Gunther tapped.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see a tap. I didn't either, but the referee apparently didn't see a tap. Wait a second.
I mean, this is some shameful shit.
Oh my God, it's tap. The match is going to continue, okay? I didn't see a tap.
Huh? Oh, God! A low blow by Gunther! The official never saw it. You heard Rod Zapata say the match will continue.
Oh, no, you didn't. Wait a minute. No, you didn't.
Fenceless into a powerbomb. Stack up by Gunther, and Gunther picks up the victory.
You can't keep getting away with this!
WWE Monday Night Raw is going to be live this evening. Well, this afternoon for us in the States. But this evening over in Belfast, Ireland.
I don't think that my money went the wrong way.
This article is brought to you by Javon York at lncwrestling.com. Make sure you check for the link in the description. Shout out to lncwrestling.com for today's preview.
Acknowledge me.
All right, let's get straight into it. Here's everything advertised for tonight's show. We got, they confirmed that Gunther's going to kick off the show. CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Becky Lynch versus Maxxine Dupri for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Javon Evans versus El Grande Americano. Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee versus The Vision.
Hate it.
Now, pure entertainment wise, this card seems decent. The only question mark for me is Maxxine Dupri. I understand why it's like y'all trying to push Maxxine Dupri because of, like, you know, her look. You know, she has that look. You know, y'all wish she was like Michelle McCool. I promise you. Every time I see how y'all trying to push her and how y'all try to make her look, she's no Michelle McCool.
Breakker hooked up. If Michelle can get her legs over Kelly's arms. Oh!
Am I okay with Gunther, gooning? Am I okay with him starting off the show? I have no problem with that. I don't hate Gunther like most people do. I just think that he's booked improperly. Fire H. I think he's booked very improperly. And if y'all gonna do this like legend killer type role thing, it's gotta be way more believable coming from him. He can't play like Randy Orton is one of the most underrated heels that I feel ever. I think Randy Orton is a top 5 heel. Randy Orton's legend killer run, him doubling back with the rated RKO, all of this stuff, man. Like, I typically don't enjoy Randy Orton as a baby face. It's just kind of, he's a little too hokey for me in his baby face. The Viper's better as a heel, but you know, who knows what we're getting ready to see with Randy Orton and his thing going on over there with Drew McIntyre on SmackDown. So, you know, I just wanted to bring the parallels of Gunther and RKO to the front because it's clear that's what they're doing. You know, he retired Cena and all this other crap. You know, he retired Goldberg. Like, if his whole thing and this retired Cena thing, I think I would love to know if that was truly a long-term situation.
Exactly.
Now, let's see what Javon says. Javon says Gunther opens up Raw with authority and intent. WWE has officially confirmed that Gunther will kick off tonight's broadcast, a placement that reflects his current standing as one of the most dominant and authoritative figures on the Raw roster. His controversial win over AJ Styles on last week's show in Germany added another layer to his ring general persona, a mixture of brute strength and calculated opportunism that has defined his recent international presence. Now, this is true where it is a level of brute strength and calculated opportunism. But don't you think we should probably pick one with Gunther? Like, he can't be tough sometimes and then kind of weasel out other times. It's okay to be like a weasel heel, but there has to be like way more. I've never really seen this archetype of he's this big guy that can just beat up everybody, but then he still has to do these other things. You know, we understand why Dominic Mysterio has to do these things, a la Eddie Guerrero type things. We understand this because he doesn't have all that brute strength and whatnot, especially when he's going up against bigger people like Rusev and stuff like that. So we understand it. But Gunther?
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
CM Punk versus Finn Balor World Heavyweight Championship in a high-stakes international spotlight. CM Punk versus Finn Balor for the Heavyweight Championship stands as the centerpiece of tonight's Raw and has been heavily promoted by WWE as a marquee international title defense. Last week, Punk solidified this matchup when he acknowledged Balor after their confrontation and officially agreed to meet him for the title in Belfast next week, giving the bout significant momentum ahead of its placement on tonight's card. So I hear all of this when concerning with Finn Balor, CM Punk. Why am I supposed to care about this match? Number one, why are we having a title match on Raw? Can we stop doing that? What's the purpose of a PLE when y'all will just have a title match on Raw anyway? We'll get to a PLE and y'all done had 3-4 title matches on. What do we have? Why? Is it simply because Finn Balor's over in Ireland? That has to be the reason, because I don't see no other reason. I have no problem with Finn Balor being in the championship picture. He should have been there. He should have been there. I cannot believe they fumbled him. Remember how huge Finn Balor was coming out of NXT? And then they turn around and they put the belt on him, and then he got hurt and they took the belt off of him. And he's pretty much been buried ever since, in my opinion. Pretty much been buried ever since. I have no problem with all of this because the Judgment Day, that whole scenario is washed. We was waiting for old girl to come back, Liv, and then Liv come back, and we've done nothing since. Why didn't we pick up with the whole thing? Remember when Liv left, she was like she didn't trust old girl because they had just brought her in, Roxanne Perez. And so she comes back. We don't care. They all happy family-ish or whatever. We flirt that Finn Balor's going to break up with the... Remember when they were flirting like it was going to be Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor? They were doing all these things where it just seemed like they weren't meshing quite together, and it seemed like the Judgment Day was getting ready to break up then. We should have broke the Judgment Day up then. Break the Judgment Day up first. Like, that is the Judgment Day being broke up could at least be a 2-month feud. Like, a legit 2-month feud. We ain't got to worry about belts or nothing like that. Like, every storyline does not have to have a belt involved. And we could have built off of that. Finn Balor comes out of there. He's the baby face now. He beats all of them. And then you could have the Finn Balor versus CM Punk matchup at, whatever. But we got Royal Rumble coming up soon. And we just doing championship matches on Raw. I'm not feeling this at all.
I'm losing my motherfucking mind, man.
Becky Lynch versus Maxxine Dupri for the Women's Intercontinental Championship reflects WWE's ongoing effort to solidify the title as a meaningful pillar within Raw's women's division. Since its introduction, the championship has been positioned through consistent defenses rather than quick storyline shortcuts.
Really? Really? Really?
They want the belts to do all of the storytelling. Like, are we just like using AI for like storylines now? Hashtag fire H. Put it in the comments. Hashtag fire H. These new kids gonna tell y'all we gotta love H. I'm 43. H gotta go. I lived through the reign of terror. I know how he got. The whole reason he's in that position is because who he's married. It has nothing to do with his talent. Nothing. He's always been the least talented on the main event scene, and he was only on the main event scene because of who he was.
I said what I said.
Like, nobody, when he was just Hunter Hearst Helmsley, nobody liked him. Shawn Michaels is the whole thing that pushed him over with the DX thing. It was Shawn Michaels was the driving force of DX in the beginning before they became that comedy bit. When they were just in the beginning being crazy, it was Shawn Michaels. He was the one really pushing DX And, when once the road dog came around, all that, like, man, Triple H was never at the top of even the DX faction, in my opinion. Oh, he wanted to be the face and try to make himself the face. But so the whole DX, the way DX went, I'm not surprised that this is the same way that the Judgment Day is going to go. I just can't get behind this whole thing with Maxxine Dupri anyway. I do not feel that Maxxine Dupri I don't think she's that good of an in-ring performer. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything. Becky Lynch is really good. And I think Becky Lynch will, help her in this match per se, but this pushing Maxxine Dupri thing is just, I don't get it. Maybe you can get in the comments and explain it to me.
Now, if you want to go renegade, bitch.
The match that I'm waiting for, Javon Evans versus El Grande Americano. Opportunity amid a crowded roster. Javon Evans versus El Grande Americano represents a strategic mid-card showcase as WWE begins narrowing focus ahead of the Royal Rumble. Evans' win over El Grande Americano last week highlighted his rising status and in-ring capability, a momentum booster that positions him as a competitor worth watching on tonight's show. The significance of that victory is twofold. First, it reinforces Evans as a credible performer who can deliver a clean win and carry momentum into bigger storylines. Second, it establishes him as a character with a trajectory, one that could justify a push if he continues to deliver in high-profile television slots. For El Grande Americano, the loss positions him as a dangerous opponent who is still searching for consistency, making tonight's rematch an opportunity for redemption or a continuation of his downward spiral. In a crowded roster environment where Royal Rumble spots and visibility are at a premium, this match is less about the result and more about who proves they belong in the next level of the Raw hierarchy. While I can agree with all of that sentiment, like hardcore agree with all of that sentiment, the way it's going to be executed is what I want to see. One of the biggest problems with execution right now is, yes, I understand we do have a lot of wrestlers and it seems crowded. No, the way we're doing things is crowded. There should only be, like, whoever's the champion, they could have some sort of segment every week. And I'm talking about the women's top title, the men's top title on each show. Okay? Everybody else on the card does not need to be seen every week. We only got like 2 hours and some change, and we got a roster of like 50, hundreds of really talented wrestlers that could use a push. We got tag teams that are holding on longer than they should because, well, if we break them up, all we're going to have to do is bury them. We can't put them back in the tag team. I mean, we done put the Usos back in the tag team scene.
And for the 9th time in their grand history, the Usos are World Tag Team Champions.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Jerry.
It's like, well, let's make them as tag team because we feel like they should be somewhere in the mix. So we can't really do the Jimmy or the Jay solo line. So let's just put them back together. No, you should have just go ahead, bro. I think y'all pulled the plug on Jay too soon.
Not the cap.
Jay, he can bring down some of the yeet stuff and all these things, but you could have did different with Jay. If Jay wasn't going to hold that belt longer than he did, you should have never put it on him. There was no purpose to do that because it ain't like him being this level of a transitional champion helped him because he was a transitional champion and now he back in the tag team again like nothing happened.
Why you bringing up old shit?
And now we got Obafemi and all these other talented kids coming out of, NXT, and we not getting ready to just start shelving these older stars, which maybe we should in some ways, but I definitely think that everybody doesn't need to come to work obviously everybody comes to work every week, whether you perform or not. But I'm talking about as far as being on camera. Everybody doesn't need to be on camera every week. Every storyline doesn't need to be on camera every week. You can do it every other week. Think about it. If we are willing to just go, all right, we see the division tonight. We may not see the division until the week after next. So now we watch next week, we watch these storylines like, oh man, I can't wait till next week to see what, and you can even promote these things. Next week, the division, will they get their revenge on blah, 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 blah? Nobody's going to sit here and be like, I'm not watching this because I got to wait an extra week for this storyline. Yeah, there are going to be storylines you want, but that's going to keep you coming back.
Exactly.
Yes, there are going to be a couple of episodes where you'll sit there and you'll be like, well, this was kind of weak. I wish I could have got to see blah, blah, blah. But overall, that means you're going to come next week. So now, if you're waiting for that other storyline, you're going to come next week. But you can't just, if they don't promote it a certain way, you can't just take next week off either. They can promote one of the angles, but you don't know, seeing as though every week you think about how much better it would be if we just didn't even know what wrestlers we would see. Nope. Instead, we pretty much know exactly who we're going to see every single week. And they're going to do the opening promo, and then they're going to end the show with probably a brawl. And man, let's shake it up a bit. We got all these new stars coming in. I know that they're making SmackDown longer. Bro, we can capitalize on this 2.5-hour window on Netflix. Stop using the same people every week. We have enough legit superstars. Because I get it when we start talking about let's push these certain people. Well, if we push them, then who are we shelving?
But the women.
So I don't want to just be like, oh, let's push, because to say let's push means that we got to shelf somebody, and that means shelving somebody probably means hurting somebody's pockets. But if we sit here and we do these different things, and then, make the younger kids do these dark matches, there should be no veterans doing dark matches, personally, unless they're working with somebody they're pushing over. The dark match should be the first step from NXT to me. And then you slowly getting pushed up into, that's why I miss shows like Heat, where it was like Sunday Night Heat used to come on before pay-per-views because it was like how they were promoted. The Heat would be ending. It's like, oh, make sure you catch Survivor Series tonight. We need that because that was a great way of pushing newer talent, and it was pushing it to the audience that couldn't afford or didn't want to buy the pay-per-views. So you saw them and you went and purposely watched them, and then you would wait and watch Raw to see the recap of what happened at the pay-per-view. But you got basically you got network TV time on a night where everybody else is going to have to be behind the paywall. These are things that we need to be bringing back. We need to focus on the mid-card more, and we need to get a level of balance in the roster so we're not seeing, because what happens is they go, well, we're going to work on this storyline for 4 weeks, where there's no way to fix it. If you start a storyline today and then you're not going to readdress it until next Monday, or not next Monday, but the Monday after next, so 2 weeks from today, you would set yourself up in a better position to fix and tweak the storyline with a week off. So if you bring the vision out tonight and then everybody's complaining, or you yourself didn't like the way that certain things went over, it's way harder to be like, let's try to tweak and stuff, because we got like 6 days to tweak this, plus we got other shows in between while we're trying to do that. But if you add the extra week, there's no pressure. There's no pressure. So I think we should slow it down and spread it out.
Pause.
Meaningless match of the night. Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee versus The Vision. Faction warfare meets legacy. The 6-man tag featuring Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee versus The Vision brings together generational legacy and faction-based dominance, themes that have been threaded throughout WWE programming, heading into major events. Last week's Raw featured Penta and Dragon Lee featuring Bronson Reed and Austin Theory by disqualification after Bron Breakker's unhinged attack, an angle that ultimately resulted in Breakker's indefinite suspension by Raw General Manager Adam Pearce. That segment matters because it established chaos as a narrative variable heading into Belfast. The match tonight is not just a trio showcase, it's a statement about faction strength, discipline, and control. Mysterio's continued presence as a connective figure between eras remains central to Raw's storytelling, while Penta and Dragon Lee represent the modern global evolution of Lucha Libre within WWE. For The Vision, cohesion and authority are paramount. WWE has increasingly emphasized faction strength and unity, particularly as Royal Rumble season introduces chaos and fractured alliances. Tonight's match serves as both a spectacle and a measuring stick for stability under pressure. I'll kindly disagree with that last part. This is just a spectacle. It's going to be fun. There's going to be some great spots. I'm definitely... Now, as far as the storyline, I hope Bron Breakker just shows up. We need to just have Bron Breakker show up. The thing with him and Pierce, I love it. I love it. Pierce sold it good. He sold it real good. I thought Bron sold it a bit. I do like how Paul Heyman reminded him, like, hey, man, you put your hands on him first. So now there's a level of uncertainty to it. So now we want to know, oh, how are they going to rule on this? Yeah. Because at first, when you're throwing Bron Breakker out, you like, it's cool to see or whatever. And it's like, he snapped or whatnot. But when you hear this element that Paul adds of, wait, but you put your hands on him first. So now it's like, is Adam going to get in trouble, or is Braun going to get in trouble, or is, Braun going to go over Adam's head and get him in trouble? Like, there's intrigue there. I want to see exactly how it will play out. And one of the best ways for it to play out is for Braun to be there tonight anyway. Just do it like you did Stone Cold. Have Braun come out and have security come, like Braun come out, tear up some shit, and then have security usher his ass out.
So now you see exactly what I was talking about.
But as far as the match itself, I think the match itself would be good. I really, really like Penta. I'm a big fan of Penta, especially the walk.
4-way is a first-round match in the King of the Ring.
So I am a massive fan of Penta. But this what is a 6-man tag match? This means nothing. Like, Austin Theory's good. I just don't, the vision I don't care about. Like, it's a bunch of jobbers. Bronson Reed is a jobber. Logan Paul is a jobber. And Austin Theory is going to be booked like a jobber.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
This will be a very, very fun episode to watch, because I think all episodes of Raw are fun to watch. I love wrestling so much that the worst episodes of Raw, I'm still there because I love wrestling.
It's still real to me, damn it!
I do think there should be some tweaks, but I see a lot of potential here. I see it. We got a lot of talent right now. I just personally think the biggest problem in WWE is everything's too crowded. And we're not doing good storylines. If we can make some good storylines that last 3 or 4 months with a payoff, whether it be a heel turn or betrayal, no more masked wrestlers. We've had like 50 masked wrestlers this year. No more masked wrestlers. No more any of that. I think 2026. Well, I say this year, last year of 2025, but in 2026, I think we have a lot of potential. It's just all about how are we going to execute it. And with Triple H at the helm, I'm not so certain.
You're fired! What?
So what do y'all all think? Why don't you get in the comments right now? Let me know what I got wrong. And it's okay to let me know what I got right, but definitely let me know what I got wrong and where you agree. Do you agree with Fire H? That's what I want to know. Either put Fire H in the comments or tell me why I'm wrong. But then again, I'm probably lying. God is great. Let's watch another episode of Monday Night Raw tonight. Tonight? It's actually today, bro. It'll be on here shortly.
He called your son a con man. What do you think of that?
What kind of shit is that?
That's